Hey guys, Mr. Burns here with your video for lesson 1.1T, solving one and two-step equations. With these videos, I'm not sure what your previous teacher covered with you guys when it comes to one and two-step equations and what equations are per se. Right now, we're just trying to get you guys through. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about the videos, or what's being covered, you're not quite understanding it, let me know. Come by the office and I'll help you guys out with the videos and with your assignments as best as I possibly can. Make sure you guys read through the books, okay, and whatnot. And make sure you guys read the beginnings, look through the examples. But if you still need help, come and talk to me. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. So I'm going to just kind of dive right into it, explain it as I go. If you guys get a little confused, that's fine. Stop, rewind, listen again. If that doesn't help, like I said, come and talk to me. All right, so here we go. So the instructions are solve each equation, show your work, and check your solutions. So I'm going to zoom in, and we're going to dive right into this. All right, and I'm going to explain it as I go. Hopefully it'll make some sense to you guys. Okay, number one. So for number one, you have the equation x plus 12 equals 20. The first thing that I've told my students to do in the past is circle the variable and any number that is attached to it. The first thing you want to do when you're solving an equation is you want to get rid of any addition or subtraction that you have to, okay, and then take care of your multiplication and your division. So in this case, since I'm adding 12, the opposite of adding 12 is subtracting 12. So adding 12 and subtracting 12 cancels out, which leaves me with my variable x all by itself. And then on the right-hand side, what is 20 minus 12? 20 minus 12 is 8. And then it says, check your solution. So we think that the answer for x is 8. So you plug it back into the original equation, and then you simplify both sides. So it's 8 plus 12. 8 plus 12 is 20. Does 20 equal 20? Yes, it does. Okay, so guess what? 8 is a solution, okay, to this equation. All right, on to number 2. On number 2, you have the equation 2f equals 14. So again, circle the variable and any numbers attached to it, which would be 2f. Now, since there isn't any addition or subtraction, we have to get rid of any multiplication or division we have. So a number next to a variable, so 2 next to the number f, or the variable f, is multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplying? Dividing. So multiplying by 2 and dividing by 2 cancels out. And on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, you've got 14 divided by 2. And what is 14 divided by 2? 14 divided by 2 is 7. And then it says check your answer. So we're going to take 7. We're going to plug it back into the original equation. So 2 times 7, does that equal 14? Well, let's see. 2 times 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yep. So does 14 equal 14? Yes, it does. So guess what? 7 is the value, is the answer in this equation. Sorry, it's getting late. All right, number 3. So number 3, you have the equation p minus 13 equals 12. So here's what we're going to do. Circle the variable and any number attached to it, and there isn't one, so just the variable p. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get rid of any addition or subtraction. So since we're subtracting 13, we have to do the opposite of that. So we're going to add 13. And whatever I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other. So subtracting 13, at 13 and adding 13 cancels out, which leaves me with p all by itself, and p equals, what is 12 plus 13? 12 plus 13 is 25. And then for part 3, it says check your answer. So we think that the value of the variable p is 25, so we're going to plug it back into the original equation. So we've got 25 minus 13. Oops, again, my stylus is kind of acting up on me here. 13 equals 12. That's kind of a 12. Okay, so 25 minus 13. Okay, if you have to stack it, so let's do it over here just for the heck of it. So 25 minus 13. 5 minus 3, that's 2. 2 minus 1 is 12. So does 12 equal 12? Yes, it does. So that equation checks. So the answer is 25. Okay, number 4. On number 4, you've got negative 4x equals 24. So is there any addition or subtraction? No, there's not. Is there any multiplication or division? Yes, there is. So in this case, negative 4 next to the variable x is multiplication. What is the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. So multiplying by 4, dividing by 4 cancels out. So I got x equals, and then 24 divided by negative 4 is negative 6. And then it says check your answer. So we're going to plug the value for the variable x back into the original equation. So we've got negative 4 times, I don't know what's going on here, times negative 6 equals positive 24. So what's a positive times a positive? I'm sorry, negative times a negative. A negative times a negative is a positive. So 24 equals 24. Is that true? Yes, it is. So guess what? X is equal to negative 6. All right, number 5. On number 5, it says 2x minus 8 equals 16. So here it says do addition or subtraction first, then rewrite the new equation and solve. So again, circle the variable and any number attached to it. At this point, we're going to get rid of any multiplication or division. So the opposite of, get rid of any addition or subtraction first. So what's the opposite of minus subtracting 8? Adding 8. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. So I've got 2x equals, what's 6 plus 8? 6 plus 8 is 14. Then at this point, we're going to do the opposite of multiplying or dividing. So a number next to a variable means we're multiplying. So in this case, I'm going to divide both sides by the number that is attached to the variable, which is 2. And then multiplying by 2, dividing by 2 cancels out. So x equals, what's 14 divided by 2? 14 divided by 2 is 7. And then on the bottom it says check your answer. So let's go ahead and do that. Plug 7 back into the original equation. And then going from left to right, we're going to follow our order of operations. So 2 times 7 is 14. Minus 8 equals 6. I have 14 apples. I give 8 apples to my brother. And I'm left with 6 apples to 6 equals 6. Yes, that is true. So yes, 7 is the solution to this equation. Moving on to number 6. So number 6, okay, circle the variable and any number attached to it. Let's get rid of any addition or subtraction. So since I'm adding 7, we got to get rid of that. So that's going to subtract 7. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other because even Steven, fair square, which leaves me with the new equation y divided by 5 is equal to 9 minus 7, which is 2. And then now we're going to get rid of any multiplication or division. So the opposite of dividing by 5 is multiplying by 5. Okay, so multiplying by 5, dividing by 5 cancels out. So y equals, what is 2 times 5? 2 times 5 is 10. Let's go ahead and check our solution. So we've got 10. So 10 divided by 5 is 2 plus 7. Does that equal 9? 2 plus 7 is 9. So does 9 equal 9? Yes, it does. So 10 is the answer, or is the value for y in this equation. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next page. So again, on numbers 7 through 10, same thing. We're going to solve for the variable and then check our solution. Okay, here we go. Number 7. Okay, circle the variable and any number attached to it. First thing I'm going to do, oops, hey now, get back here, you. Get back, get back to where you don't belong. Get back, Jojo. Okay, so here we go. Circle the variable and any number attached to it. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of any addition or subtraction. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So I'm left with 3p equals 11 plus 4. 11 plus 4 is 15. And then I'm going to divide both sides by the number that's attached to the variable, which is 3, which leaves me with p equals, and then what's 15 divided by 3? 15 divided by 3 is 5. And then it says check your answer, so let's go ahead and do that. So I've got 3 times 5 minus 4 equals 11. So 3 times 5 is 15 minus 4 equals 11. What's 15 minus 4? 15 minus 4 is in fact 11. Does that equal 11? Yes, it does. So guess what? P is equal to 5. All right, number 8. On number 8, here we go. Circle the number and any variables attached to it. First things first, get rid of any addition or subtraction. So the opposite of subtracting 1 is adding 1. So I'm left with negative 6x is equal to, what's 35 plus 1? 35 plus 1 is 36. And then at this point, I'm going to get rid of any multiplication or division. So the opposite of multiplying by negative 6 is dividing by negative 6. So multiplying by negative 6 divided by negative 6 cancels out. So x equals 36 divided by negative 6 is negative 6. And then it says, go ahead and check your solution. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've got negative 6 times negative 6 minus 1 equals 35. Oops. Negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. Minus 1 equals 35. 31 minus 1, I'm sorry, 36 minus 1 is 35. Does 35 equal 35? Yes, it does. So that solution checks. All right, number 9. On number 9, we've got 1 minus v divided by 7 minus 2. So circle the variable and any number attached to it. First things first, get rid of any addition or subtraction. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I'm left with v divided by 7 equals, what's 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. And now we're going to get rid of any multiplication or division. So the opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. 7. I'm going to multiply both sides by 7. So multiplying by 7 divided by 7 cancels out. So v equals, what's 7 times 3? 7 times 3 is 21. Now let's go ahead and check our answer. So we've got 1 equals 21 divided by 7 minus 2. So 1 equals, what's 21 divided by 7? 21 divided by 7 is 3 minus 2. 1 equals, what's 3 minus 2? 3 minus 2 is 1. Is that equal? Yes, it is. So 21 is my solution. Moving on to number 10. All righty, here we go. Number 10. On number 10, we've got negative 2x plus 1.5 equals 4.5. So let's go ahead and circle the variable and any numbers attached to it. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of any addition or subtraction. So the opposite of adding 1.5 is subtracting 1.5. So I'm left with negative 2x equals 4.5 minus 1.5 is 3. And then I'm going to divide both sides by the number that is attached to the variable, which is negative 2. So I get x equals 3 divided by negative 2 is negative 1.5. And let's go ahead and check our solution. So we're going to go negative 2 times negative 1.5 plus 1.5 is equal to 4.5. Golly. Okay. So negative 2 times negative 1.5 is 3. 3 plus 1.5 is equal to 4.5. 3 plus 1.5 is 4.5. And is that equal to 4.5? Yes, it is. So that solution checks. Alrighty. Let's take a look and see what our next problem is. Our next problem is number 11. Read that one. So number 11, it says 6 more. Hold on here, guys. Here we go. That's better. Okay. On number 11, it says 6 more than twice a number is 10. Find the number. So in this case, okay, we got to set up our equation. So you write it like you read it. That's what I've told kids in the past. So you write it like you read it. So 6 more than twice a number is 10. And then it says solve for the variable. So again, we're going to go ahead and circle the variable and the number attached to it. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of any addition or subtraction. So the opposite of positive 6 is negative 6. So I'm going to divide both sides by 6. Subtract both sides by 6. And I'm left with 2p equals 10 minus 6 is 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of any multiplication or division. So the opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. So I'm left with p equals 4 divided by 2. That is 2. And that is my final answer. Okay. Number 12 says, Jasper starts the month with $24 in his savings account. At the end of each week, Jasper adds $8 to the account. So it says, how much will Jasper have in his account after 10 weeks? Part B says, write an equation that could be used to calculate Jasper's total savings S based on how many weeks W he has deposited in the bank. And then C says, use your equation to determine how many weeks have passed when Jasper reaches $168 in his account. So here we go. So for this one, how much does he start off with? He starts out with $24 in his account. So we're going to jump to part B first. So he starts off with $24 in his account. Plus, get my stylus to work right, plus he adds $8, per week. Now, let's jump back up to part A. Part A says how much money will he have in his account after 10 weeks. So now that we know that what the W can stand for, 10 weeks, we can solve for that part of it. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to take this equation, and the equation in part B, and we're going to apply it to part A. So here we go. So I've got 24 plus 8 times the number of weeks, which is 10. Sorry, guys. Let's rewrite that. So 8 times the number of week, which is 10. All right, let's solve for how much he's going to have after 10 weeks. So 24, leave that alone, plus 8 times 10, that's 80. And then we go 24 plus 80, that's $104. So after 10 weeks, he will have $104 in his account. So that's the answer for part A. Now for part C, it says, use your equation to determine how many weeks have passed when Jasper reaches $168 in his account. So let's go ahead and start off with our equation. So we've got 24 plus 8W equals S. In this problem, they give us the number of dollars he has at the end. So that's the value for S. So here we go. So we're going to go 24 plus 8W equals 168. And then we're going to solve for W. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and subtract 24 from both sides. And I get 8W equals 168, okay, minus 24 is 144. And then now I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by 8. And again, use your calculator if you guys haven't done so. Use your calculator. And then so multiplying by 8, dividing by 8 cancels out. So you got W equals 144 divided by 8 is 18, I believe. So again, check it on your calculator. So let me check. You guys check. I check. So let's see. 144 divided by 8. I believe that's 18. And that is true. So 18 what? Is it $18 or 18 weeks? It is 18 weeks. Okay. And that's the end of that video for that assignment. So thank you very much. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help you. That's all I got. Mr. Burns, out.